It's not often that we get the whole team. So, but assuming you've got the business case, right? So the biggest thing is the business case. All of us have to be convinced we want to do something, right? So that, I'm sure, like every other company, we work on a business case, right? And we put together key success metrics we want out of it. And we make sure that we're convinced we want to do this. But just because the sponsor of the program is convinced they want to do it doesn't mean you can rally an entire engineering organization behind it, right? And so what we look for is typically the early adopters. So I'm sure you've seen the adoption curve of, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggards. So there's always some teams that once the initiative is approved, want to be the first ones on it. Either because they believe in it, they see value in it, they want to learn it, they know nothing about it, they just want to learn. And so that's the team we'll take to walk through the kinks. Because when you're launching something new, 100% there's going to be issues, there's going to be teething pains. And it's super hard to have a team that sort of doesn't want to get on board, right? Be your first quote unquote customer for this initiative, or first user of this initiative, or first even engineering team that's building it out with you. So we do actually spend some time figuring out, who am I going to work with on this new initiative, right? Who's going to start it? Who's going to work on it? If it's a platform team that's built a product or that's building a product for the engineering teams, then they really work with those engineering teams, and we pick the people that are most vested. And whatever your reasons for being vested are, right? Your interests, your goals, etc. What we've seen is, then you iron out the kinks through that. You get through all of the teething pains, and you get something that's better matured. And then you get the next set of group of people on it, right? Who maybe don't have the time or the motivation to spend as much, but are now using something that's more mature. What we found is, by the time you get to the sort of early majority, most of you've kind of past that inflection point where some of the naysayers, some of the people that, didn't necessarily see the value in it, come on board. And honestly, our FinOps initiative has exactly followed this, right? When we kind of got the executive sponsorship on this, and we decided we're going to go after cloud optimization, because we realized that we're moving all of this to the cloud, right? We were like everyone else, desktop based. Doctors used to, plan their Invisalign treatments with software on their desktop. So when we moved it to the cloud, we realized that, and there's so much computation, right? There's so many machine learning models that are running everywhere. We realized that if we don't sort of put in a practice and a principle of cloud optimizing the costs, we're going to we won't be able to have a handle over it. We did get the sort of sponsorship on the FinOps side. We set up a really small team. And then it's exactly that, right? We found the engineering teams that were interested in learning the techniques of how you can optimize costs, the tools that you can use to look at what your current run rate is, and, dashboards that you can build and look at. And then sort of, have the capability to understand their architecture, tie it back to these optimization techniques, and actually build and actually do make a difference, right? Go optimize, go showcase this. And then once that team that's how kind of the FinOps practitioner concept was born. And that aligned, right? We really started realizing that there are people who are interested in learning and interested in sort of going back to their teams and being the champion for the effort.